Stewart is singing a duo with me. And so he wrote the music, and I wrote the lyrics. So I'm very excited about that, coming out in about a couple of months.
I am too, and we're going to play it for the people today in a little bit after we talk to you. And I'm glad you told that story because Cindy had told me a little bit about it. I didn't get the background about your social media prowess, but believe me, if there's anything we like more than funny stories, it's candor. We like artists who are honest and, will tell us their foibles as well as their strong points. And I think that's great. Stewart is a heck of a person to work with. And I know that he puts his heart into his production as much as you do into your singing and your playing. And we're very glad that you shared that story with us. Now, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing up to this point, because anytime you get to move up and work with a producer like Stewart, it's almost like a rebirth. It restarts your career, really. Tell us a little bit about where you were, what you were doing prior to meeting with Stewart.
Actually, little history. I was in Los Angeles. I lived in Los Angeles. I currently live outside of Las Vegas right now. And I started just writing my songs and producing my songs, and, that's pretty much what I was doing. I got the opportunity to work with Universal was having a contest, and I got the opportunity to work with musicians in Nashville. I was one of the people chosen to do 2 recordings, and that's how Rise came about. The song that Stewart liked. And from there, I've just been writing and working, and that's pretty much it. And I pretty much call my songs anthems, because for some reason they always have a message, and one that I can relate to, and I feel like everybody else can, So that's the way that I write my songs.
Okay, John Bon Jovial's sitting there scratching your head. I know you want to jump in here, so do so. Talk to us.
Well, I wanted to compliment who's ever playing that lead guitar. They just really shredded that guitar, and that is so phenomenal, and it lends so much to the song, and it complements your vocals so highly.
Yes.
And you have Emyna, you have a very, I would say, for lack of better words, an unusually strong voice, and I just think that is such an asset. Yes,
it is. I have to blame my mother on that one, because she was a music teacher.
And you heard her hollering from down the block to get your butt home, didn't you?
I won a screaming contest one time as a teenager.
Well, I have to agree with John Bon Jovial that the guitar and your voice work so well together. They're almost like extensions of each other.
Well, Stewart put that together, actually. He's working with, his name is Anthony. He's working with Anthony, and I can't remember the country Anthony's in. I want to say Switzerland, but something like that. And so he likes to pull everybody in, and, we don't know each other, but we can work together. And actually, I'm very proud of Anthony, because he's only 15.
He's only 15 years old?
Only 15.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Imagine what he's going to be when he grows up.
Oh,
I can't imagine.
Now, how long were you guys in the studio? How long were you guys in the studio together before you started developing a chemistry that enabled you to put together a production like this?
Well, actually, the chemistry was, we've never met each other, actually. So it was just by our music, what he liked and what he felt when he heard my voice, and what I liked after he did the track, So we were never together personally. I was in studio in the UK, and I think he went to Stewart's studio.
Emyna, I want to touch on something else before we run out of time here, and that is the fact you've got a couple other facets to yourself and your career that I want to get out to the listeners. And among other things, along with your music, your writing, and everything else, I understand you have founded 2 outreach programs and launched an eco-friendly line of clothing.
That's right. Rock Queen Wear is what it's called. And it's mostly T-shirts, and I have actually some guitar straps that I've developed as well, or designed as well. And it will probably, I'm launching it actually. I've been dealing with it for quite a few years, actually, maybe 2 years, and just getting it together. But I've got some of the designs, and I'm ready to go with it.
Oh, and now we've got about a minute left. Tell us real quickly, if you would, about Women Who Rock for Kids.
Okay, that's another organization that I'm working on. It's hard to find a lot of female musicians, but at any rate, I'll tell you what it's about quickly. It's women that get together with kids in the schools and find out, and they write a report on why they want to become a part of it. The kids do. And then they tell us their genre of music that they want to get into. And then the women teach the children whatever instrument they choose. And then everybody goes out on tour, the women and the children. So that's basically
just awesome. I hope you will keep in touch with us. Please let us know not only what you're doing, but also about these other facets of your career, your clothing line, of course, and especially about this very interesting program, this outreach program you have for women and kids. I am really impressed and would love to stay on top of that.
I will definitely keep in touch with you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for gracing us with your presence here today, sharing your music and a little bit of your story. And as we tell all of our guests, sincerely, we look forward to having you come back, join us again, and share some more of, the insides and your funny stories and your candor, of course. We really appreciate it, and a pleasure getting to know you.
Very nice knowing you, David, and I will talk to you soon.
I certainly hope so. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Emyna, and the song is What Will You Do?
What will you do when you're feeling strange and you need a change? What will you do when you love someone and they don't love you? What will you do when your lover broke your heart today? What will you do when you're working so hard and you got no pay? Get out of your way. Believe in yourself. Live all your dreams and be strong. What will you do when you're always lonely and there's no one there? What will you do when you see your friends don't really care? What will you do when time is running out and you're stealing down?
What Will You Do? That's Emyna The Rock Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here today. Thanks, of course, to our guests, Emyna The Rock Queen, and also Mr. Thomas Claxton. Thanks to Cindy and all of the gang at LadyLake Music in Fort Myers, Florida. We're so happy to have this chance to introduce a couple of your newer talents and great people to work with. We look forward to working with LadyLake a lot in the future. Thank you so much for being here with us today, listeners. We'll look forward to you being back here again next week. In the meantime, John Bon Jovial, take us home.
You know, it really is a good partnership that we have with Cindy, and I, too, am grateful for it. They have shot a lot of talent our way, and these two that we had today, fantastic. Really fantastic.
Indeed.
Hey,
Indeed.
folks, you've done it again. I don't know how you managed to do it, but you spent another perfectly good hour with the David Bowers Awards, and we are grateful that you did that. And just to let you know, we are broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in beautiful Naples, Florida, and also from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona. We're available for free on Blog Talk Radio, also YouTube, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, the TuneIn app, Amazon Alexa devices, and really just about anywhere that you get your favorite podcast. Be sure to click the follow link on our Blog Talk Radio page, and also be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook to keep up with the show and all of the indie music news that there is to print. So be sure to join us next week. Please, we'd really appreciate it for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM 106.3. That's Rochester Free Radio. And, of course, on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. Universal Time Coordinate for more great indie music and talk with the artists that make it all happen. So until next week, for the David Bowers and Nick, our wonderful engineer, Nick the Geek, I am yours truly, the legendary John Bon Jovial, saying thanks for listening, love each other, and we'll see you right here next week on the David Bowers Award.